Hi beautiful, I'm EBINOTTI. Welcome to the channel, the tribe, and the collective, and this new moon reading. So we are doing the classic new moon reading like we do. New moon is currently in Leo. So we're a little bit late. It's a trend. It's a theme. It's a theme. We've been running on the late theme for a while now, on the late train. So that is a message in and of itself. If you're bringing up the rear of the collective, give yourself the grace that is needed. You are not alone in it, okay? So the ether element is already up on the channel. Make sure you check that one out for the collective. Today we are doing the fire element. New moon in Leo. The moon is in fire element. We're reading the fire element first. So welcome. We're going to get into downloads before we get into the cards like we do. Smoke. Pray, light your incense, whatever you like to do to settle into this. I'm already getting shiny. It is hot. It is hot today. If you don't know and this is your first time coming here and being introduced to me, hello and welcome. This is the EBINOTTI tribe and platform where we do tarot readings every new moon and full moon cycle, and we break down the moons in elements: earth, air, fire, water, and ether. I say it backwards, but we always read ether first because that is our unified collective consciousness. That is the element that brings us all together. That in that we are all one. Okay, so fire today. I'm not lighting any incense. We're going to have our smoke like we do sometimes. No incense, no candles on the altar today because it's hot. The sun is doing enough. We've got enough fire going on. There's wildfires actually in northern British Columbia, Canada, where I'm at. So praying for all the people, you know, going through that whole vibe. I think my fan system just kicked on. If you can hear the fan in the background, my apologies for all the noise. It is very, very hot today. So I'm going to try not to sweat all over this dew that I got going on, and try to keep my hair down as long as I can. If it needs to go up into a messy bun, it's going to happen today. Today might be the day. Anyways, so can't work with the fire on the altar, but the fire is working with us no matter what. And that's how it goes with some of these seasons for us. Depending on what you are, what you got going on within you, some of the seasons you might find certain time every year you have difficulty. And that's why we break down these moon cycles the way we do. So we're just about to cross out of Leo season and into the next season, which is going to be Virgo. I, as a Pisces, am highly looking forward to moving into that Virgo season. It's where I get my polarity. It's where I find my balance. It's where I get that second wind coming throughout my calendar year, from my season round back to my season, okay? So Leo season, coming out of it, we are going into one of the most powerful / impactful full moons of the year, and that is going to be the full blood moon coming up very quickly, actually. Let me see, I'm recording this on Saturday, August 17th, and I believe the new moon, or sorry, the full moon Aquarius is on Monday, so it's coming in hot. Again, not to confuse you, we are reading for the new moon Leo. We're behind on those readings. Full moon Aquarius is coming in hot within a couple of days here, and it's one of the most powerful occultic dark magic moons of the year. So you can imagine what that's gonna do. You can imagine what they're planning, you know, when some of the powers that be, or, you know, just anybody out there with an inkling for the darkness, when they learn about these powerful positions on the planet, alignments within the skies, times of the year, that's when they go hard, right? So you can expect this full moon coming to be one of those things, which is why we're nice and slow moving into it. So we got a whole bunch of the new moon Leo readings to get through, all of the elements except for ether, basically. So we're gonna see what's going on with the collective, starting with fire. Like I said, we're in the solar plexus. Damn that solar plexus. I'm getting a little bit of a headache behind my left eye, my left temple, as we get into this. So anything that goes on in the reading is part of the reading, part of the messages for all of us, okay? Especially you, because you're here and that's what it's about. So solar plexus chakra, we're talking about the amount of energy we have, our willpower, what we're doing with it, how we're feeling about it. I know fire doesn't always want to talk about feelings, but if we're not feeling good about the way we're using our power, the way that power is being affected around us, It's going to have a lot to do with how much of that power we have to give, especially if we need it. And some of us need it right now because there's no slowing down. For some of the collective, it is in the thick of, you know, the end of summer, right before school starts, gearing up for a new calendar year. It's like never ending, right? So already you can feel the collective in that sense that's very busy right now, reaching and so looking forward to the holiday season. That's why fall is feeling we're so ready for fall. It's because we want to slow down. We need to fucking slow down. We need to get cozy, comfy, relaxed, and actually be able to relax. So a lot of us feel like we're spinning that wheel right now, balancing the plates, and so on. I am just starting to sweat. Oh my God. After this smoke, we are going to bang through the cards so fast today. I always say that, and then it's like 45 minutes to an hour later. But it is what it is. We do what we need to because we read all the messages that are necessary, and when it's time to go, we go. And that's however long it takes is how long it takes. So quick pro quo before we get into it. Make sure you check out the description box if you need anything from me, if you want to book personal readings, get in on the programs that are coming up, etc. Make sure you are subscribed and hitting the notification bell. Again, check that description box if you want access to me, you want to book a reading, you want to inquire about things. All kinds of information down in the description box. All of my offers, my entire deck collection listed and linked down there. So make sure you check that out. EBINOTTI, hi, that's me. Also on other social media platforms where we do other kinds of content. I have a beauty channel here on YouTube, if you're into that kind of thing. But the spiritual content, the philosophy, the divine feminine alignment, our whole concept, you can find that in other ways on other social media platforms. So do check that out. I still haven't got access to my TikTok, so I don't know what's going to go on there, if I'm just going to end up starting a new account on TikTok. Right now, I'm too bitter about it to do anything. So it's just dead in the water. So sad. There was so much fun content over there, but anyways, make sure you check out EBINOTTI on other platforms if you want more content from me. Okay, it's time to get into this. So there were some downloaded messages when I knew I was going to do this reading today, this morning, and now they're not coming up at all in any way. So I'm sure they'll come up throughout the reading if they are relevant for this element, which again is fire, okay? There's a lot of things right now, you know, fire seems to be doing its own thing, which is no surprise if you have fire signs in your life, or if you're a fire sign. Fire seems to be doing its own thing. It's going through it. The sun is doing its own cycle thing. We're all getting smashed by it. All the fire signs in our lives are going through it right now in one way or another. Either they're high or they're low. Okay, and it's a real struggle out here. So I've got some interesting fire placements in my chart, even though I'm a Pisces, a water sign. I've got some really interesting fire placements. So if you're into that whole birth chart life, you might want to check out what your Leo's doing and what fire, like in terms of how much fire you have in your birth chart, where those placements are and what's going on. I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow astrology. Again, EBINOTTI on other social media platforms. I share all kinds of wonderful content. Is that you, baby? Mm-hmm. Okay, it scared me. I was like, holy fuck, there's a ghost. I've been watching way too much horror. So again, babe is in the background. If you hear any noises out there, it's just my baby. Okay, so let's see. It's pretty much time to pick out the decks. We do like to talk cinema, so some of the things that I've been watching and loving lately are The Nun. Again, I feel like I mentioned this in the last moon cycle, but, you know, don't quote me, I can't remember. But I watched The Nun 1 and 2, and I've just, like, wanted to watch it on repeat. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but love that battling darkness kind of vibe. The other one was a bunch of throwbacks that I did that were just like so fucking energetically disturbing that I cannot believe. Back in the day, I didn't quite catch it the way I catch it now. So I watched the Grudge series 1, 2, 3. Wow, gets shockingly disturbing. And same with Final Destination. Like I finally really understand, even deeper than I thought I did before, what other people in the world mean when they say that, like, America is a death culture. You know, the way that we glamorize death, observe death, continue to put death in like new and creative ways into our, you know, cinema, etc. So it's all the things. So many wonderful and crazy little rabbit holes to fall down lately. So I hope that you are doing your research and expanding your mind and keeping your heart open as much as you can. I know the need to like close up and protect the heart space is so fucking intense right now. It really is a bit of a challenge for some of us to keep the heart space open and not just let the shadow fucking take over and be like protection mode. So you're not alone if you're going through that. That is definitely a collective thing within this season. Think of the Leo, the lion, right? It's all about protecting the pride, knowing when there's a threat, knowing when they can relax, and they don't always get it right. You know, that's how power shifts. And isn't that a message in and of itself? Look at the way power is shifting in the world. If you can't see it or you can't feel it yet, expect to, okay? Because the rest of us, we're way out ahead on that one. It's like we can really see it and really feel it coming. Oh my God, the back of my knees is just so sweaty right now. If you see me bouncing, just trying to dry them off. My God. Okay. I don't know what's going to be on the playlist for tonight. I really do want to watch The Nun again, like so hard, but I feel like I'm going to drive Babe absolutely nuts. I don't think he likes that one as much as I do. Okay. Let's get it. I'm like really starting to sweat, so let's just get it. Let's just get this shit done, yeah? It's a vibe. Let's just get her done. Okay, so I know for sure we're going to be using actually, let's just use both of these decks. Let's keep it simple. They're stacked. We're going to do it. Goddess Oracle, Crystal Oracle. Boom. Classics on the channel. If you've never seen them, welcome. We do this stuff. We really do this stuff. Okay. Here she goes. Here she goes. Let's start with the Crystal Oracle. And get into it. The darker emotions are so playing a part right now. So if you're not doing the shadow work, oh my God, either you're getting lucky and, you know, for whatever reason, you don't need to be doing that right now, but don't avoid it. Let me tell you, if you're being called to do the shadow work and you're avoiding it, you're gonna struggle. Up and out. It's got to come up and out. Whatever those dark emotions or dense emotions are, anger, frustration, it's so easy to transmute that when we face it. Okay, so really stepping out in front of whatever it is that's coming up here. Okay, one more shuffle. Oh God, this is very, very, it's very, very warm. And this is the cool part of the house, so if I faint on camera, I'm just kidding. Okay, bottom of the deck, Nurture with Lenormand. Look at that beautiful foundational energy. And what I mean by foundation, I mean the foundation of humanity, okay? Parent to child, the nurture. That is the feminine alignment that we talk about pretty dang consistently on this channel. Lenormand. It might be a stone worth checking out for you, but we don't read this deck so that we can go out and buy crystals. It's not what it's about. It's about tapping into the energy frequency that stone is kind of known for. Okay, so starting off as a theme with nurturing, we need those safe spaces for healing, creating them within ourselves so that we can be brave enough to face some things that are coming up that maybe we haven't faced in a long time. There's really the energy of like throwing it back with Mercury retrograding this time. And it's always that way, but I mean, this could be stuff that for a lifetime you've been battling with, and now's the one. Now's the time where you're going to get it, and you're finally going to be able to transmute some of that energy into a productive way or close out a chapter once and for all, okay? So big endings right now. Big transitions, big endings. And nurture is all about, like I said, creating that safe space so that we can do what's necessary. Bottom of the deck. Now this is going to be our theme for the reading since we got our beautiful card that we'll look at in just one second. Definitely a card we've seen before. Here, Path of Service with, I don't know why my brain like did not function. Waite. My God, my brain was like, Okay, anyways, path of service. We've been talking a little bit about, you know, the power that we have and our ability to give, and how we feel like that's been stifled a little bit. You know, it's all the things in this world, in your world, in your life, that you feel like are taking power from away from you and away from what you believe your path of service is. So this coming up yet again for a theme is letting us know that that is still relevant, that is still something that we are working on, is shifting, so that we can put as much of our power into our service as possible. And then knowing within ourselves how much we really want to give and where we're at with that. You know, where we're at with whether or not we are being of service, or if we feel like we're, you know, expelling all of this energy, giving out all of this energy, and none of it is being seen, none of it is being, you know, appreciated. It doesn't feel like it's needed, just kind of useless is the opposite of that feeling. So our card for the reading, prosperity with Garnet. Prosperity indeed. So what is the fire center? All of the energy and power that you have, what's it for? If not this. You know, everybody wants their own version of happy, healthy home. Happy, healthy, strong-bodied, strong, clear mind, open heart, beautiful home, lots of abundance. So the energy to share, the energy to give, and if we don't have what we feel like we want or need for prosperity, the ability to work for it, the ability to accept it. So power and energy, because we use the word power on top of energy for the solar plexus a lot, especially when it comes to the fire element. So fire can be the energy that you need to get something done, but it's also your willpower and how you feel like that's maybe not working or could be out of balance for you at this time. So that's what you're going for here. You're going for the ability to know what you need and how to get it. Some of us, it's not about the work. It's not about earning. The real lesson, and this is a big one, so fucking pay attention. The real lesson is receiving. The lie is that you had to earn it. You will fucking earn it, but you need the money, the resources, the location, the status, the yada, 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 to be able to give. So you have to accept the money first. That is the spiritual challenge. Are you willing to work for it if you get it first? Are you willing to receive it if you feel like you didn't work for it at all? That's a big one. You know what I mean? You don't have to prove to anybody outside of yourself that you're worthy of all of the prosperity that you desire, but you do have to prove it to yourself. Otherwise, you will never be able to, you will never allow, you know, the receiving of that prosperity, because you'll never feel like you worked enough for it. So get out of your own way, especially if that message is resonating for you. Get out of your own way. You're going to earn the money and all that jazz down the road. A lifetime in the path of service. A lifetime, okay? So fuck that card, man. If you know, you know. I'm going to show her every time I see her now. You guys are going to follow me on this one, because dang, she haunts us, that one. And that dark feminine crone energy, it's a very powerful energy in the collective right now. We have to be very careful with the feminine who's gone dark, okay? We have to be very careful with any kind of occult, spiritual power that has gone dark, okay? And that's what that's about there. Okay, let's see what the goddesses have to say about it. We got prosperity on one side. I like it. I like it. We know exactly what we want all that energy for. Ooh, Freya. Fire. Okay, Freya's out here as our theme with sexuality. We have to be very careful with this, okay? There is all the fun love, free love, expression, all those things to be had. But if we are distorted, yikes. Not the time to be messing with our sexuality, okay? Think of the trans movement that's going on in the world. There's a lot of perversions going on, so we have to be very, very, very careful with our sexuality and our bodies, our genetics, okay? So Freya's coming out to say it. She's a very strong feminine. She's got some messages for us for sure that are gonna come through the tarot. and I'm looking forward to it. Let's see who we get. She was our theme to get us started. Lots of the goddesses want to come out and talk on it. Let's see who's going to be in this reading, giving us the fire element. New Moon Leo, please. And thank you. Thank you for being here and for doing the things you do. If you're enjoying the video, please do give it a like. Give it that thumbs up. It really does help to circulate the videos as these channels, smaller channels, grow. Are we taking it? No, not yet. Patience is a virtue. I'm struggling because I'm hot. There she is. Who is it? Oh, Shakti. We have seen Shakti and Tara. We have seen these two. My goodness. So Shakti, love that for us with energy, is going to be our card for this reading. To get us started as our theme, though, we have Tara with centering. Beautiful feminine water energy coming through to teach us all of the things about nurturing, like we saw with the Crystal Oracle deck, healing, being centered. Very similar energies. If you see, they're both sitting in the open lotus, allowing the alignment, both talking about energy, frequency, alignment, all the good things, that Zen life, that healing frequency that the feminine is so known for. So definitely lining up in a big way here. Like, I don't know how much more exciting we need things to look to get the fire center all riled up. But we don't want to be putting a whole bunch of power and energy into things like sex, money, status, gold. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like don't invest and don't spend your money on pampering and loving your life and feeling prosperous and all those things. But the focus and the drive for reaching for these things, if they are outside of us right now, it's going to be really tainted up in that space. I can tell you that. Again, with that full moon coming, we know that there's a lot of dark forces doing their dark magics in this world. So we want to be careful with where we are on the grid, you know, like when it comes to the ley lines of the earth and stuff. We have no idea what's going on in the ley lines unless we do. And if we do, we know when to step carefully to put up protection and things like that. So as feminines, if you're here, this applies to you. As feminines of this tribe, we can intuit it. We can feel it when there's shit going on in the ley lines that we are on the grid. So whether you're doing grid work in your dream space or you're doing it spiritually, I would assume that you're put in the place that you're in right now for a reason. I can feel some people thinking like, oh shit, like I really ended up here kind of randomly. I'm like, relatable. You know, so if that's interesting to you, it's a great rabbit hole to fall down. There's tons and tons of research to be had about the ley lines and the alignments and the things that you can find out historically about, you know, your area, your bloodline, the ancestors, all those things. Okay, so really lining up, because you can't feel any of that intuitive shit that I was just talking about if you don't have the system in alignment. So you want to keep this energy system as clean as you can. You will feel how much is suppressing specific points in the energy field right now, if you can feel. Okay, so that fire center there right below the rib cage, that's the one. If your guts are having a really hard time right now digestively, then just know you're either doing the work and getting absolutely your ass kicked in that field, or you've got a misalignment going on there. Could be either or, and you should know within your own body. Give it a second, meditate, you know, get quiet and still within the self, and you'll know whether this is something you have to pay attention to and do some work, or it's going to pass, because this is a natural part of what you got going on right now. Okay. And with that, we have picked our our tarot deck. We are going to use the Tarot of the Familiars. One of my favorite decks to use on the channel when things are feeling a little touch and go. Creating those safe spaces, falling into service, keeping the self as free from toxins as possible, and doing the best that we can with that. That's not about, you know, dropping every bad habit that you have. It's about cleaning up your energetic field, okay? And then when we get into the earth element, we'll talk more about the physical body when it comes to that. But this is about power, okay? This is about power and whether or not we have it, if it's being used in a way that we feel healthy about, all all of that, the willpower center, the energy that we have or don't have right now. So alignment's the name of the game. Health and then wealth, okay? Because wealth can only take you so far if you can't sort out the health. Richest man in the world, still gonna die. Okay, so there's a 1-2 punch kind of feeling coming on there. There's a 1-2 punch. We'll see what we get for tarot. Ooh, it's shuffling. It's a little stiff, but it feels real good. Real good, like. A little janky. A little janky. Okay, let's cut the deck and see what's up. I'm going to try and keep this one short today, but we'll see. Bottom of the deck, we've got the 6 of Wands or the 6 of Fire as our theme to get us started. I like, okay, that was fast. Literally 2 cards flipped and fell out. I like that we're starting with the 6 because like the Lovers here on our wall, the 6 is about the balancing of masculine and feminine, becoming whole within the self, the yin and yang. I love that, okay? So we got 2 cards and it's time to get started. First card, the 7 of Cups or the 7 of Water, talking about a little bit of emotional confusion, but it's based on a plethora of options, okay? Again, the energy of prosperity. It doesn't make things easier, but I would rather cry in a Lamborghini than on the fucking bus, right? So the only thing about that, small disclaimer, is like, how'd you get the Lambo? Okay, because I ain't selling none of myself for a fucking Lamborghini. I will cry on the goddamn bus, okay? And I will still believe myself sovereign. Still better than that janky ass parasitic bullshit going on out here. So knowing who you are, knowing which opportunities are for you so that no snaky energy can come in and offer you something and get you off of 5 cups that are meant for you just for 2 that are tainted, okay? That's that Ponzi scheme energy out here. Second card out, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Air. Very interesting. Of all the warriors to come out, this is one of the fastest moving warriors in the deck. Knights being the warriors. So the Fire Warrior, he also moves quickly, but this one can be a little bit out of control. So if you've been feeling the mental space a little bit tapped out emotionally, okay, it's because of this. There's a lot coming in, but when there are delays, when there is distortion, evil around you or affecting you or on your ley lines or any of the above, it can get a little fucking chaotic in the mental space. So because it's saying straight up you are a warrior, you have to be careful with this type of energy, okay? That's the warning. Here's the, you know, the message, the synchronicity, the sign that yes, things are gonna get better. They are gonna improve. The things you need are coming in for you. It's in alignment, but the test is real, okay? And it might not have anything to do with you. It might be some karma that you get caught up in. It might be totally out of your control. We'll see as we get more cards, but regardless, okay, the message is the same. When you are a knight and you have a sword, like the Knight of Swords, you have to be very careful. You don't just like slice people up with that sword because you're having a bad day, or, you know, you want to make sure if the devil's standing in front of you, you know it's okay to swing. So you want to, again, keep that alignment, keep yourself nice and clear, keep that heart space open like we learned with Tara. It's really about feminine centering. You see her focusing right on that heart space there. And as long as we stay in a giving path of service energy, then we won't wield any of our power in any kind of way. Nobody can push us off of our righteousness, okay? Get us distracted and using that power for their own nefarious intentions. Not today, Bobo. Not today. That's how they say it in Grand Cayman. Okay, let's see what we get centrally here. Shout out to all the Caymanians. Shout out to, it's a beautiful culture. You know, it really is paradise, and this world is so beautiful no matter where you are. I feel like I'm in paradise, you know, and some people would be like, shit, girl, you were one step away from the fucking Arctic Circle. Are you crazy? And I'm just happy, you know. But I tried that island life. It was beautiful. Some of the most beautiful people in the world. Centrally, okay? okay, as my legs slide across each other. Ugh, gnarly. So, not going to complain, okay? I'm not going to complain about that heat. Not going to complain about the little bit of a heat stroke headache I got going on right now. No big deal. The sun always, see how fucking blinding it is? We can hardly see the card. The sun always creates clarity and growth. Clarity and growth. But if you don't get the fuck out of the sun when you're not supposed to be in it, that shit will become so destructive for you so quickly. You will learn so quickly under this energy. So again, don't want to be popping off at the mouth. Knight of Swords does that. Don't want to be popping off at the mouth. Want to keep that higher self, childlike enthusiasm, innocence, purity, all of those things embodied by the sun, okay? There's going to be some real clarity coming in. Going to be some real clarity coming in for the collective, okay? Fire as our central energy for the fire element reading, new moon Leo. Fascinating. Okay, got one on the floor, the 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Yikes. Okay, so centrally we have the sun, and now on either side of the sun we've got Swords energy, and it ain't good. Okay, this warrior, the Knight of Swords, is very prepared to handle this kind of stanky ass energy, but the 7 of Swords, one of the worst cards in tarot. That's the intentions of all the things, lying, cheating, stealing, selfishness, murder, perversion, distortion, all falls under 7 of Swords, in my humble opinion, okay? So because we saw that nasty Sheila Nagig kind of goddess energy feeling so stanky and dark again lately, this is what we have to prepare for. There is darkness in your world, okay, around you, and that's what that's about. Let's keep going and see what. 5th and final card out before we clarify, the Page of Wands or the Page of Fire. Okay. So because there's some stanky energy around, you know, in your world, in the world that we're all going to be dealing with, because this is feeling very collective, this lying, cheating, stealing energy. It's like the truth will out, because when sun shines on deception, new sources of power have a chance to come in. So this is the opportunity here for new. Something that's never been possible before, something that's never been done. I just heard never been done before. And if you feel like it's you, if you feel like the chosen one, if everybody, you know, and even your logical brain is telling you it's not practical to go down this path, and everything in you is screaming, do it, do it, do it, you can make it work. Trust that, okay? Because that's what this kind of message is about. This is a new opportunity based on something going dark that fucked itself, okay? So it's the energy of, yeah, it wasn't possible, and you wouldn't give the advice for somebody to try do this in the future, but right here, right now, there's a fucking window, and you're gonna walk it. Clarifying our first card out, we got one more card dropped, the Page of Pentacles, pages back to back, and I like it because it really is about the beginning, the new, and even more so than the new, the beginning of something, something that if you have the eye for it, you could predict right now if you wanted to call yourself psychic. Okay, and that's that type of energy. You see the 3 wolves here coming together under the full moon. It's going to be a very interesting blood moon this August. Let me be the first one to predict that. August 20th or 19th or whenever that blood moon is, right up until the American elections in November, is going to be some of the most interesting time, I would assume, in our lifetime so far. I was born in March of 1987. That's how long I've been walking this planet. Okay, now under our second card out, the Knight of Swords, we get the Ace of Swords. There's the Knight of Air carrying his sword, representing the air element. So it's really not a joke, okay? There's going to be a lot of things triggering within the mental space, a lot of truths, a lot of understandings, a lot of newness coming into the mental space. And the important thing is to control the emotions, to ground that energy. It's a really great time to practice any kind of alignment or energy work that you know about. If you don't know about, look out, because I'm about to put out a Divine Feminine alignment program that's really going to help with that. But you know, there's a million books. You can go in so many directions. EBINOTTI on Facebook. I share a ton of content that I watch talking about all kinds of alignment, things like that. So the knight needs his sword, no joke, or he's about to understand what his sword, like Excalibur, had a whole destiny in and of itself, and that's how that feels. You're about to understand exactly what your skills were built for. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what we get here. We need 3 more clarifiers, and then it's a wrap on the fire element for New Moon Leo. It's been a very interesting Leo season so far. And the moon the last couple nights, is as we get closer to that full moon Aquarius, has been looking real bloody in the sky. Okay, so under the Sun card is our central energy. We get the 2 of Cups, the energy of the soulmates. So brilliant. Not only does the Sun represent the clarity and the power, the activation, the influx of energy, you know, the most positive, powerful card in all of tarot easily is the Sun. Nobody argues that. Coming into the heart space with the 2 of Cups, the soulmates. So again, we're feeling that energy of like the lovers over here, but it's counterparts now. So that's masculine and feminine energy within yourself. All other counterpart energy that you have within yourself. Expect there to be clarity in those spaces, healing in those spaces. Again, taking it back to the inner child work if we have to. This is really simple stuff, guys. Small potatoes compared to what's coming. So it's important to face what we need to face in terms of love and fear. Okay, believe me, this alignment is going to be much easier than the things coming. If you know that, you know that. Okay, so as things fall apart, fall together, your body shakes you up or whatever's going on, pay attention. Pay attention to how each one of those centers is feeling. It's very important. That'll tell you that'll give you a good starting place on everything you need to know about what's actually going on, if there's stuff going on, okay? Physically within the self. Okay, we got them. Boom and boom. And bottom, oh fuck, the Tower. Major Arcana number 16, the Tower. Yikes. So we have the Sun, which again is the most positive card in all of tarot. Lights up everything on the altar, they say. Lights up everything around it, adds to everything around it. Tower, same vibe, but the other way. So the good thing about the Tower, it is divine intervention. It is a fated event. It's destined, baby, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, there was a time where these messages could have made a difference, and now it's just a delivery of the shit's done. You know, if you didn't catch that, that tower fell. We don't always see it, and then sometimes it feels like getting T-boned by a fucking semi-truck. So prepare, because it can be quite shocking. And the reason I'm so serious about it is because of how dark the collective is out there right now on the other side of us. It's dark. Like, it's really fucking dark. Like, any power on the way out kicks and screams, man. And that is what is going on. This empire that has been running this planet now for hundreds of years is really fucked. They really fucked themselves, okay? So that's that energy of not seeing it coming. You do not want to be one of those people, okay? I'm telling you right now, you know exactly what you have to do. Align to the heart space. Allow the growth. Out of your control, in your control. Align to the heart space. The heart space will tell you everything, all the ancient wisdom, everything through your bloodline, everything you need to do, everything you need to know if you want prosperity instead of, you know, death and destruction and violation and whatever's going to happen next in the world. Yikes. Okay, let's finish up our last 2 clarifiers. Under that stanky 7 of Swords, we get the 10 of Wands, which I love. Ten of Wands is a really heavy burden that cannot be carried any longer. Tens are always about numerologically the 1. So even though it's 1 to 10 in minor arcana, the 10 is the end and the beginning. It's already done. And that's how this feels. This 10 of Wands, this 10 of Fire, your fire center, it's already tapped. It's already a fucking wrap. So when it comes to seeing distortions around you, if you're feeding them, if you're not seeing them, you are part of the problem. You know, you are unwilling to release things that absolutely every part of you is telling you to release. Okay, so there's a very small group of us that really need to get the fuck out of our own way. That's why that tower's incoming. That's why it's on the bottom of the deck as a theme, as a warning for everybody in the collective. One, if you want something so big that your brain can't even comprehend a legitimate way to get it, the tower can come in and give it to you. On the dark and shadow side of that, if you are avoiding something that you absolutely do not want, need, you keep giving into anything that's not meant for you in this way, and it's fated to be done, it'll be done. It'll be so done. Like, somebody's gonna show their ass here in a way that is absolutely unforgivable, or, you know, it's done. It's a wrap. How many people you know that fucking OD'd in the last couple years or tapped out? You know what I mean? Like, this is that done energy, because the evil out here, the parasites out here, that's real. You know, and it got a lot of good ones too. A lot of good people gave into some really dark energy, not realizing, and now they do. And now that they do, they're done. Okay, so final clarifier under our page of fire, our page of wands, we get the 9 of cups, the 9 of water to finish this out. That is literally talking about this type of alignment, using the emotional body based in the heart space to align to everything that we want and need. And then as a page of fire, and we're reading the fire element, it's like being capable. You don't need to be a warrior. You can be new to this and master right from the get. It's like you're naturally built to do this. And that's what you want. That's what that path of service is really about, is doing something that you were built to do. Okay, so if towers are coming in, crashing all around you, people are fucking making it impossible to keep them in your life with that 7 of Swords energy, and then the sun is just showing you all of these brilliant things available to you, it might be very confusing, but power up, baby. Grab that fucking sword, turn on your warrior energy, and walk the path, because there is a new path available to you, and everything you want is down that path, even if it's scary. I mean, I don't know where you're at. I don't know. Some of us really got ourselves into some sticky situations, and we know it, and we're done, and we're ready to move on. So be careful what you wish for, because we will hold your hand through this abso-fucking-lutely, especially spiritually, collectively. But man, we don't know anything really historically about where we come from, what's going on here, you know, what's being done here and affecting us in ways we have no idea. So there's a lot to learn. Okay, so take it slow and be super, super brave. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, you know, move from the power center in a way that you don't feel shame around the things that you use your power for. Okay, so if you use that alignment, you will never ever walk astray. We're going to leave that one right there. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I absolutely adore you and the time that you're taking for yourself, for the collective. Believe me when I say it makes a huge, huge impact when you do this kind of work for yourself. So I thank you personally for that. Final time, down in the description box, anything you need from me, access to bookings, etc. is down there. Keep your eyes open for a Divine Feminine Alignment program, which will deprogram and be coming out very, very soon. Very excited about it. And all the other offers that I have, including my first book that I wrote, a 3-part series. The first book is out, second book is in progress. All of that can also be found down in the description box. That's it. That's it today. We got 3 more elementals, and then New Moon Leo is a wrap, and we can hesitantly start reading this full moon Aquarius. Obviously there'll be good things coming with anything. There's always both, but we're gonna see who takes the cake with this next full moon cycle. That's it. We're done. I love you so much. Mwah. I will see you on your next reading.